Okay, so I recognize that obesity in the United States and a lack of health is a very major issue. It is a crisis, and it's become such a normal thing that discussing it seems to be somewhat of a, you know, one of those, of course, that's an issue. But my question really is to some of you is why do you think that there is a high obesity epidemic in the United States? But also, more so, why are women obese? Like, why are there so many big women? Why are there so many overweight women and women that don't care about their health? I do have my theories, and I want to get your input if you think I'm right or if I'm wrong. I'm not claiming that I'm right. I'm not claiming that I know everything. I'm just shooting my own theory as to why there are more obese women, why so many women just don't care about their weight, and they don't. Okay, uh, they. I believe they don't. They blame it on genetics. They have a long list of excuses. Um, However, in other countries you don't have those issues, and yet there's a different perception of, like, a lot of it comes down to choice. Okay, what you eat, how you live. But my theory as to why women are choosing to be obese, why they're choosing not to care, is because number one, um, the myth that women don't want to have babies or they don't care about having children or that's not a major priority for them is false. Yeah, there are some women that don't want to have children. That's fine. That exists. But the majority of women want to have babies, and their major purpose in life is that it is to reproduce, it is to have babies, and that is above everything else. That's above making money, that's above sex, that's above romance. That's their number one priority, is to have babies. Okay, that is the number one thing that a majority of women, and not all women, aspire to. Okay, and that is why in the past they were focused on looking attractive, being beautiful, being marriage material, having the man around to help with the child. That was a main focus in the past. Currently, now, women see other women who are obese, who don't basically don't care about themselves. Heck, they're seeing some women who don't take showers, as gross as that is, who still manage to have babies. They still manage to get pregnant. They still manage to become mothers. And then the government helps, and they manage to get by without a man. And so, because the number one thing that a woman cares about, probably the only thing they care about, is having babies, and they can now have it without looking attractive, without even having the man around, without caring about their health or the quality of who they are, they can just have babies, then they let themselves go. They don't care anymore because they've accomplished their mission. If they can reproduce, and think about this from a nature perspective, the whole point of nature is to reproduce. So they're actually following their genetic priority, which is just to have babies. It's not anything else. That's the point of why they exist. So I believe that that's why we have an epidemic of obese women, because they can still have babies and be overweight, be unhealthy, and have one, two, three, four, as many children as they want. Um, and as long as they can get by, they don't have to be rich, but as long as they can get by, they will do that. That's my theory. Before, they could not do that. Before, they had to be a virgin. Before, they had to exercise. Before, they had to develop manners. Before, they had to be a human being, basically, to have children, because men were more picky. Men had standards. Men do not have standards anymore. They will, and they'll have babies. Men will impregnate anybody nowadays. So that's my theory as to why women nowadays don't care about their weight, don't care about their health, don't care even about taking showers, brushing their teeth, or doing their hair. Women are completely and utterly letting themselves go, and it's going to get worse because, again, the number one thing that they aspire to is having children. That's number one thing. As long as they can do that and do the bare minimum, they will. Okay, they will. And there are some women who are probably watching this who disagree with that, but you have to ask yourself, what's the one thing you care about that you can't be without? Children. That's the one thing. The world could take everything away from you, but they can't take away your baby, because that's ultimately what you really and probably only care about. You'll die for that, you'll do anything for that, but you won't please a man or make a man happy. You don't need a man to have a baby nowadays. So that's the priority. Now, if I'm wrong, I want to know why I'm wrong. I want to know, if I'm incorrect about that. I don't want to live in a bubble of of correctness, of thinking I'm right about everything. But that's my theory. I'm just putting out a theory out there. What do you think? Um, I think it makes a lot of sense from scientific point of view, from an evolutionary point of view. If you can have babies and not worry about anything else, why not put the bar low? Why try? Why look beautiful? What's the point? If you can still have kids, who cares, right? Um, and I don't know. Maybe feminism has something to do with that. I'm not sure. I think feminism pushes to be independent, not need a man. But let me know what you think. I'm going to read up on it and try to educate myself more on obesity and the causes of it and the psychology behind it, being that it's such a major issue, um, and try to make something positive out of this situation, something good out of this situation. Um, Take care.